Welcome, friends. Thank you for joining me. So today I want to do a practice with you that maybe will help with grief and working towards healing when you're ready. We've had a very trying year, to say the least, for some people. People have lost family members, friends have died, and even if that's not the case, people have lost their jobs, their houses. It's been a year of loss, and not just in that physical sense, but in a what we couldn't do, where we had to be, and that's been very hard for people. So, with that in mind, I want to bring some attention to how we can move from that feeling of loss into a step towards healing. So when you're ready, it's available for you. And you may not be ready for some time, and losses are not over yet. I understand that. We're working through it together. So the first thing I want you to do, if you're comfortable, is to find a comfortable seated position. You're welcome to sit in a chair or on the floor, or if you just want to hang out with me and not do anything, that's always an option too. So let's start. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. If not, find a place in front of you to rest the eyelids, give them a break today. So I'm just going to close my eyes for a moment here. And in yoga, we believe that the body holds on to emotions, events, things like that. We hold that experience in the body. So when we're talking about grief, oftentimes we're holding that in the heart. So if you'd like, we're just going to bring our attention to the heart center, not the actual anatomical heart itself, but just to the center of that. And just see how it feels. Sometimes we don't take time to notice, so we're just going to take a moment and notice what is going on in that area. Some people find it helpful to picture colors when they're looking at the heart. Green and pink are common colors, but some people like gold or a yellow gold, kind of like the sun. And some people like the cobalt blue. So if a color helps, you're welcome to do that. If it's not your thing, don't worry, just let that go. So the next thing we want to do when you're ready is find the breath. And we're actually going to breathe into that heart space. So 2 ways you can do it. Breathing in through the nose, and exhale and let it go out the nose. Or imagine that you're actually breathing in and out from that spot. For you. And without my direction, just on your own, just find a smooth, regular breath, long and subtle. We're not forcing anything. And if it gets to be too much at any time, just stop and come into a comfortable place for you. After you've taken a couple breaths like this, and you're welcome to, not right now because we're live, but if you're watching this later, you can pause the video and just keep breathing for a little while and just see how that feels. But for now, we're going to move the arms with the breath. So if you want, you can open the eyes. If you're comfortable keeping the eyes closed, you're welcome to do that too. So the first position is I'm going to bring my fingertips down to the earth. And just kind of rest there for a moment, get the feel for it, kind of maybe push in. We'll take an inhale. And on the exhale, we're drawing up that stability and that love from the earth and bringing the hands to the heart. On the inhale, we're going to let something go, a thought, a feeling, something that is not working. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring the hands back to the heart, bringing with that stability from the earth, that love, kindness maybe. And then when you're ready, on your next inhale, opening the hands up, arms come down, and let something go. Exhale, bring the hands back up to the heart. Inhale, hands come back down to the earth. Now, if you're ready, I'm going to bring the arms up a little bit higher. You're welcome to keep them down at the earth or wherever is comfortable for you. Even just keeping your hands on your heart the whole time you're breathing, that's fine too. So with that, we're going to inhale. We're going to open the arms up, widening that area a little bit more. On the exhale, hands come back to the heart. So we're going to inhale and send out some kindness. On the exhale, we're going to gather compassion. I'm going to bring it back in. So self-compassion. Inhale, sending kindness out to the world. And on that exhale, gather that compassion and bring it back into your heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands back to the heart. You can do that a couple more times, or like I said, pause the video and do that a bunch more. Whatever feels right for you today and in this time that you're watching. But right now, we're just going to take a pause here and let go of breath. You can let go of your hands. You can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, wherever feels comfortable for you. And I want you to think about wholeness. So right now, in this moment in time, you are whole. Nothing taking away, nothing adding to. We are in this wholeness of being right here, right now. So when you're ready, let's come into some gentle movement. So when we have deep emotional stuckness in the body, it takes some effort to guide it through and out of the system. So we're going to do a few things that can help us on that journey. So it may not happen right away, and may happen in little bursts. It may happen all at once. So everybody's different. We all carry our emotions in different ways. But let's start with moving the spine. So we're going to come into 6 directions of the spine. I'm going to come off my little cushion here and sit fully flat on the floor. And switch which leg I have in front. You're welcome to do any of that. If you're in a chair, that's fine too. But let's go ahead and move this in the way. Find some movement in the body. So the first thing we're going to do is sitting up nice and tall, but still allowing the curves in the back. We'll start with an inhale. On the exhale, we're going to round back to cat. So we've got this back curve. On the inhale, we're going to round up through neutral to just a gentle little bend the other way. So we're looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Beautiful. All right. So let's come back to neutral, and then we're going to come into our laterals. So that's forward and back bending, and then we're going to go side to side, and then we'll finish with twist. All right, so our laterals. One hand is on the floor. We're going to push this hand in, keeps this knee from popping up. So if I come over like this, push down, that knee stays down. And then that keeps the movement in the back instead of moving somewhere else. So let's start with this first arm comes up with the inhale. And we're just going to go over gently, just as far as is comfortable. Exhale back. Other side, inhale. And exhale. First side. Exhale back. Second side. Exhale back. Let's do that one more time. Each side, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. All right, let's find that twist. So we're just going to be very gentle with the body here. Twisting can kind of squeeze out some of those emotions sometimes. And not everybody feels this in the same way, but just be mindful and notice what's going on in your body. So on an inhale, we're going to lift up out of the sit bones. On the exhale, going to the first side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. Back to the first side. And allow the eyes to direct the body. So on the exhale, the eyes are coming around. Inhale back to center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. All right, so let's come back to a symmetrical spine before we come into something else. So we're going to exhale back. Inhale, rounding up, looking up. Exhale back. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. When you're all set with that, let's bring the legs up together and extend straight out in front. Come in and move the ankles just a little bit here. So we're going to extend the heels away from the torso. Nice softness in the knees, and then point and flex. Just get a little fluid going in there. Sometimes when you sit for a bit, they get a little tight. So a little bit of movement in there, making circles one direction and the other. And then you can finish off with some windshield wipers. All right, so I'm going to come into a forward fold here. So if the hamstrings are a little tight, you can bend the knees and actually bring a towel or a blanket under the knees. That's an option if the hamstrings are tight. You can also do this in a chair, obviously. So let's go ahead and start. So we're going to inhale, bring the arms up. On the exhale, we're hinging at the hips. We're going to fold forward. We're going to do this dynamically. So just tap the floor. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, forward fold. Tap the floor. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, forward fold. Tap down. And this time we're just going to drop the chin down, release. Let go of stretching here. We're just going to melt down into the earth here. When you're ready to come up, we're going to extend the arms up, out, up, coming all the way up, and then exhale and release. Excellent. All right. From here, let's come up onto our hands and knees. So let's start with our cat and cow again. So we're going to come into an exhale first. We're going to exhale, shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, tuck the chin and the tailbone. On the inhale, rounding up. So this is the curve coming down that way. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And then let's come back to that neutral spine. From here, let's do our lateral, and we're just going to do this as 3 breaths. So I'm going to start by bringing this right hand over towards the left. You can do it next to, in front of, past, wherever that works. And then turning at that left foot, way back there. So let's start with a small breath. We're going to breathe right into this lower right rib cage. So inhale and exhale. Second breath from the shoulder to the right hip. Inhale and exhale. And this third breath, nice and long. Inhale, those right fingertips, all the way down that right side body to those right toes. Exhale from those right toes all the way to right side body, out the fingers. Walk the hand back. And then let's do those 3 breaths on the other side. So left hand comes over, next to past. We're going to turn and look at that right foot. 3 breaths on this side. Inhale right into that left rib cage. And exhale. Second breath from that left shoulder to the left hip. And exhale. Third breath, left fingers all the way down that left side body to those left toes. Exhale, left toes all the way up that left side body and out those left fingers. Walk that left hand back. Let's find a couple of cat and cows. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Back to neutral. And then let's do some open twist with our gate pose. So we'll start by sending this right foot out. And left hand stays where it is. We're going to inhale, bring this right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it back. Again, inhale. And exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Tuck that right knee under. Send that left foot out. And let's do the other side. So we're going to inhale. Left arm comes up. Exhale down. Second time, inhale. And exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Tuck that left knee under. And then we're going to come up to a high kneel. And we're going to do the same thing, but taller. So this is our, call it my high gate pose. All right, so let's bring the left foot out again. And then you can use the left hand on that left hip, or it can come down that left leg, whatever feels more stable. And also, if you have blocks, I don't know where mine are, you can use the block to switch legs, or if you're a little wobbly in this position, you can have blocks or even use a chair to kind of hold on to. All right, here we go. So we're going to do this dynamically too. Inhale this right arm up and over, going towards that left foot, just as far as is comfortable. Exhale, bring it all the way back. 2 more times. Inhale. And have that arm, that moving Follow the breath. On the exhale, bring it back. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. All right, we're going to switch legs. Tuck that left knee under. Right leg comes out. Right hand can be on that right hip or down that right leg. 3 times on this side. Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Nice. One more. Inhale. And exhale. All right. So let's come down, bring that knee back down. And then we're going to come up to a forward fold. We're going to go down to our downward facing dog. So if downward facing dog is not in your practice, from here you can come up to standing. I'm going to come down, curl the toes on an inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And let's just take a pause here. Check in with the body. How does it feel? If this is too much, or if the feelings are too much, you can always come down to a child's pose. If you ready or you want, you can walk your dog. And knee extend the opposite heel towards the floor. And then when you're ready, we're going to straighten the legs mostly, leave a little bend in them. Or, you know what, you can keep a deep bend in them, however that feels today. And we're going to take one full breath in the back heart. So I'm going to see if I can do this one-handed. So right back here, that's where you're going to send the breath. Beautiful. All right, let's come into a forward fold. So walk the hands to the feet or step the feet to the hands. And we're going to come into our forward fold. Keeping the knees nice and bent. Head is heavy. You're ready to come out. We're going to bend the knees a little deeper. Bring the arms out to the side. Push in with the feet. Inhale, coming all the way up. Cut my head off here, but hands come up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands down to the heart. All right, so I'm going to adjust this a little bit so you can see a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So hopefully you are vertical. And let's take a moment here to come into our Mountain Samastiti pose. So we just want to kind of check a couple of points on the body. So the two that I kind of like to look at, hip points. So right in the front here, you're going to gently bring those towards each other. So you're activating that lower abdominal wall. And then the other one is we have this hyoid bone. So we're going to imagine that it's kind of like a little horseshoe shape, and it goes like this into the throat. It helps us swallow. So when you swallow, probably can't feel the bone specifically, but that's where it is. So we're going to imagine that it's going towards the back of the head and then up towards the crown of the head. So those two are getting the torso all lined up. But one thing that we do when we're grieving is we kind of protect the heart. Shoulders round, arms come in. We have this, physical barrier for the heart. So opening up here, and if you're not ready, that's okay. But when you start to feel more ready to do that, there's a couple of different things you can look at. So the collarbone here, your clavicle, just imagine that it's opening away from each other. So the two bones come this way, and then maybe they come up a little bit while the sternum comes down. So we've got that bit of a motion. The other option is the back heart. So you've got your little pointy shoulder blade points down here, imagining they're being pulled together. And then the top of the shoulders soften, just down and away from each other. So a combination of those two, the clavicle or the collarbone opening and the back literally looking kind of like a heart like that. Opening that area. If you're not ready, you're not ready. That's okay. But when you start to move towards opening, sometimes those movements can help. All right. One of the things we tend to have difficulties with when we are in grief is boundaries, for our own personal boundaries, or if the world's bombarding you, we want to have those boundaries. So we're going to do 4 directions with a sun salutation. So it's snowing right now and cloudy, but the sun is underneath those clouds. So we're going to come into our sun salutation. All right, and usually we start facing east, which then I have my back to you. So I'm going to start facing west today, but you can start east or whichever direction feels right for you. Actually, no, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to start facing north because that is where Native Americans believe that our ancestors is to the north. So we're going to start north today. You can start any direction that you want. East is for rebirth. So that might be where you are today in your healing cycle. All right, here we go. So we're going to start with the hands of the heart. Inhale, hands come down, arms come up. Exhale, arms out to the side, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we're going to bring hands down to the mat and step back into a plank. Down, up into upward facing dog. We're going to flip the toes, downward facing dog. And then step 1 foot forward, the other foot forward, arms out to the side, bend the knees, coming all the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, so we go clockwise. I'm going to the east. Hands at the heart. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to step back into plank. Come down to the knees, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. I'm going to step forward. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, coming up. Palms together, exhale, hands to heart. Next direction, turning 90 degrees. South for me. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down, step back to plank. Down to the knees, looking up, upward facing dog. Flip the toes, downward facing dog. Step 1 foot forward, and then the other. Arms out, pushing with the feet, coming all the way up. Palms together, exhale, hands to heart. One more direction. Hands together at the heart. Inhale, hands come down, arms come up. Exhale, arms out to the side, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down, step back to plank. Down to the knees, upward facing dog. Flip the toes, downward facing dog. Step 1 foot forward, the other foot forward. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, way up. Palms together, hands to heart. Beautiful. All right. So let's come in back to that mountain pose or Samastiti. And just check in with the body. How does that feel? From here, let's come down to our hands and knees. And we're going to come into cat, cow, child's pose. So exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat to child's pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat to child's pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat to child's pose. Do it one more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's or cat to child's, and then we're going to pause in that child's pose for a bit. So if you are watching this as a recording, you can pause the video and take as long as you want in your child's pose. And you can just rest here and not think about anything or do anything. Or if you are interested and maybe you're on that path to healing, bring the breath into that back heart. When you're ready, we're going to come and sit up and then come down onto our backs. So sitting over onto one side, bring the feet up to the top of the mat, and we're going to come down onto our backs. Just give it tilts just a little bit. Okay, here we go. All right, first, let's do a couple of Apanasanas. And I would recommend wide-legged if that's comfortable. So coming out a little bit like this. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, knees back. The other option is hands on the front of the thighs. Just slide. Exhale, hands slide up, the knees are in. Inhale, hands slide down, the knees go out. So just a few or so. See if you can feel when the spine feels back to symmetrical. It shouldn't be too asymmetrical. We've done pretty much symmetrical today. All right, and then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little twist. So we're going to bring the feet down to the mat, and we're going to do a couple things before we come into that. So first, we're going to start with our windshield wipers. So we're just going to bring both knees over to one side. That's our exhale. On the inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side. Got two options with the head here. You can keep looking straight up towards the ceiling. Head can go the same direction as the knees. That's option 2. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale, center. And then the third option is head goes opposite direction of the knees. So exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. Inhale, center. Both come back to the center. Exhale, switch. And then when you're ready from here, we're going to go in for a bigger twist. So if that's not in your practice for today, you can continue to keep movement in there. Otherwise, I'm going to go big or go home, right? So here's how I'm going to do it. And you can do any version of this. You can keep the knees together and twist to one side. I'm going to take this right leg and cross it over the left. Other things you can do, arms can be straight out, or you can cactus the arms. So you look like goalpost or cactus arms. And the head can stay where it is, go the same direction or go the opposite direction. So those are your options. So we're going to inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to bring the knees over towards the left. On the inhale, bring the knees back up to center. Same configuration, we're going to bring the knees over towards the right. Head can stay where it is, go to the right or go to the left. On an inhale, we're going to bring everything back to center. Uncross, and then we're going to cross the opposite, so left leg over the right. Do the same thing here. So we're going to inhale, center. On the exhale, both knees come over towards the left. Head can go center, left, or right. On the inhale, both knees come up. I'm gonna keep the legs the way they are, and then on the exhale, both knees come over towards the right. Head can go any of those three directions. Inhale, bring it back up. Uncross the legs, and then we're going to do, so feet are in the mat, knees are bent, and we're just going to tilt the pelvic girdle here. So rocking from the tailbone to the upper back of the ilium, the hip bones. So we've got this tilt like this, and then tilt like this. So the tailbone is up, and then the tailbone is down. Or however you are noticing that movement. So that's going to bring the spine back to symmetrical. And then from here, let's extend both legs straight out. If that's comfortable, you're welcome to keep the knees bent if that feels better on your spine. And from here, we're just going to move the arms. So we're going to inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale back. And then you've got a couple of options here. So we'll do 3 rounds. And you can inhale, exhale, hands to heart, inhale back. Inhale, cactus arms, exhale back, or straight up. Today, I'm just doing hands to heart. So you can do any of those 3 options, or if you have something else you love better, you're welcome to do that. All right, so inhale, palms are open, exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms back down by your side. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open. Another round here. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open. All right, one more round. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open. And let's do it one more time. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open. All right, from here, we're going to release the legs, let them fall away from each other. Arms come out from the body to release the shoulders. Maybe even tuck the shoulder blades in if that's comfortable. And whatever you need to get comfortable for our relaxation pose, you're welcome to keep your hands on the heart or belly or whatever helps you feel grounded and safe. If you want a blanket under your head or a blanket over you, I'm going to sit up so you can hear me better, and we'll come into our relaxation pose. So today, we're going to relax in our wholeness of being. So we are this whole self, relaxing the whole of the body. Letting any last thoughts seep out the top of the crown of the head. Let the earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you breathe you. Take the next few moments and just be. Gently coming back into awareness. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Roll your head side to side. When you're ready, and with an inhale, rolling over onto your right or left side. When you're ready, and again with an inhale, using your upper arm to push up to a comfortable seated position. And for today, we're going to end with two things. I have a breath for you to practice, and I have a poem for you to hear. So the breath is, in English, it's called bee breath because it sounds like you're humming. But I'm thinking of it as a bee. It's like in our human beingness. So this is what you do. Nice, smooth, long inhale. And then on the exhale, in the throat, I used to do it on my lips and it'd get like really tingly. It's not fun. So inhale, exhale, humming in the throat. And you can keep going as long as your breath lasts. And this is a great way to expand that exhale. So let's do it two more times. Inhale and exhale. And again, you can keep going with your breath. We'll do it one more time. Inhale and exhale. And you can keep going. All right, so I have a poem. This is written by Kitty O'Mara, and she wrote it during our quarantine pandemic, our fun year of 2020. And it's called, And the People Stayed Home. And the people stayed home and read books and listened and rested and exercised and made art and played games and learned new ways of being and were still and listened more deeply. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows, and the people began to think differently. And the people healed. And in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when the danger passed, and the people joined together again, They grieved their losses and made new choices and dreamed new images and created new ways to live and heal the earth fully as they had been healed. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to when we can be back together in person. Namaste.